Hi, this is Bill Watkins. Thanks for taking a couple of minutes and looking into the Word of God with me. Today I want us to look at two verses from 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Remember that Paul is still in the idea of eating meat sacrificed to idols, but the principle here will apply to everything that you do today. So listen carefully to verses 23 and 24. All things are lawful for me, but not all things are helpful. All things are lawful for me, but not all things edify. Let no one seek his own, but each one the other's well-being. Now think about what he just said. He doesn't mean when he says all things are lawful for me, that it's lawful for him to murder, it's lawful for him to commit fornication, it's lawful for him to be greedy, it's lawful for him to do sinful things. Clearly, that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about there are some things that by themselves may be morally neutral, but there's some other considerations that you need to have, even if you have the right to do it. Even if the actual practice of a thing is not sinful in itself, he said there are other considerations for you to consider. Here's the first. Not everything is helpful. When you consider something you're planning on doing today, don't just ask yourself, is this okay? Does God say something against it? But is this helpful? If it's not helpful, don't do it. The second question, all things are lawful for me, but not all things edify. There were those who were eating meat sacrificed to idols, and they had the perfect right to do it. But what about the weaker brother who might be offended? And that doesn't mean that he gets upset. It means that he may take of it, violate his conscience, and therefore be lost. Or what about the person who's not a Christian who sees you take it and assumes that you worship the God that he's worshiping? He said you have to consider whether it builds people up. Even if it's right in itself, is it helpful? Does it build people up? Somebody says, I can do what I want to. And that's the reason he says in verse 24, let no one seek his own, but each one the other's well-being. Consider other people before you act today. Thanks for watching.